stepped out of the House. My apologies. I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, the 22nd February 2022, being one, the report of the Auditor General on the County Revenue Fund for the County Government of Murang'a for the year ended 30th of June 2022. Two, report of the Auditor General on the Kirinyaga County Assembly Car Loan for Members Fund for the year ended 30th of June. You are out of order. Three, a report of the Auditor General on the Nyeri County Enterprise Development Fund for the year ended 30th of June 2022. Mr. Speaker, I have the power to whip my side. Yes, drawn from the Constitution. Yes. Mr. Speaker, you've just spent this afternoon.
Senator Khalwale, who is disturbing you? What is it? You are not concluding reading the papers that you have.
Yes, I was just exercising my powers as a whip, but not at the wrong time, at the right time. It doesn't make sense to me, Mr. Speaker, that after you have spent an entire afternoon trying to return the House to an orderly way of doing business, members on my side, knowing very well that I'm their whip, Senator Kinywa and Senator Cherargei. This is the house of Josiah Mwangi Kariuki. He paid with his life. This is the house of Robert Ouko. He paid with his life. This is the house of Tony Ndelinge. He paid with his life. You might be thinking you're in a small place. Number four, Mr. Speaker, being the report of the Auditor General on the Nyandarua County Assembly for Members' Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th of June 2022. Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you and I lay the papers.
Kenywa, what is out of order?
Mr. Speaker, am I safe? No, Mr. Speaker. No. I've been given. No, Mr. Speaker, the reason you threw some people out of this house, now I understand. Because they're telling me I'm out of order. You are the only person who can rule me whether I'm out of order. And because you give me this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, my whip, Mr. Speaker, mentioned people who passed away. And he put my name between those people and Cherargei. So, Mr. Speaker, today I don't know. So I'm asking whether I'm safe, Mr. Speaker, you protect me. Or he can substantiate what he meant, Mr. Speaker, because I don't know whether I'm safe. I don't know whether, because I thought, Mr. Speaker, he wanted to mention, when he meant karaoke, I thought he was to speak about Gigi Karaoke, who is from Laikipia County. But now he mentioned people who died mysteriously, Mr. Speaker. So and he put me in that list, Mr. Speaker. So I'm scared, Mr. Speaker. Maybe he can substantiate what he means.
Okay, next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Yeah, we have a series of statements. We start with Senator Enoch Wambua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I request that you order the Senator of Kitui County be heard in silence. Mr. Speaker.
Senator, just consult Senator Boni Khalwale. Just close.
Don't exchange with the Speaker in that manner. Yeah.
Senator Boni Khalwale, can you be clear on this matter, because the two senators are not comfortable? They're already traumatized.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you conspicuously noticed that when you are being requested to retract your statement which you had read midway, and when members were requesting for apologies, I did not request to speak. We are losing it. I'm referring to those great men and those great men who, because people wanted them out of the way so that they would not continue being here. Just to remind ourselves that to be here, it is a serious platform. Very serious. Mr. Speaker, since you have allowed me, allow me to say this one. Just this one, please, kindly. That
you know, when you become emotional, Senator Carroll, you start singing.
Yes,
so
I will not
trying
say.
to.
Mr. Speaker, seeing what is going on in this House, members will just have to go back to the rules. If indeed you have accepted painstakingly to do what you did, then I would be expecting also members to also hold a conversation with themselves the way you did. This would be the time, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the senator of Isiolo to re-examine herself and ask if it is true that knowingly that the sub judice rule applies just as much to Parliament as it does to the judiciary. What would she do in view of that, if we are serious? Mr. Speaker, similarly, I would be requesting the leader of the minority to talk to himself. But if knowing the rules, he can stand in his place and walk right to the chair and warn you directly, and in the process attract his colleagues. Is that the way we want to run this House? If it is the House that was so important that these people whose names I've invoked lost their lives, ladies and gentlemen, honorable senators, let's not do that. Let's not do it, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Senator Dulo is a lawyer. Mr. Speaker,
Don't go to the details of that matter because
yes, Mr. I'm concluding with this remark because then you have allowed me that much. Mr. Speaker, you did not invite yourself into speaking to the separation of the offices. There was a lot of point of order upon point of order that caused you to prepare this communication. Otherwise, originally you had refused. Why are we being dishonest? Are you saying we are children in this House? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Enoch.